Hi everybody, welcome back to the Moose. We're going to continue on with this discussion about vamping. And again, vamping is very important in playing the banjo, and it's very important in playing with other people. Because most of the time, if you intend, any of you intend on playing with others, most of that time playing with others is going to be using backup techniques on the banjo. When you're in a situation, in a band situation or a jam session at a bluegrass festival or wherever you're jamming, most of your time playing the banjo is going to be using backup techniques, okay? Very little of your time is going to be spent soloing, because if you have a group of people, say 5 people, and everybody in that group of 5 takes a solo, and you being one of the persons to take a solo, so you're going to be playing backup 4/5 of the time, and this holds true again, playing with other people or wherever you're playing. So it's really important to go over these backup technique of vamping, and it's also going to help tremendously in changing your full chords on the banjo, and we're going to get into that in just a minute. So let's go back to the vamping. Remember, we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Okay. Now, vamping, usually we can leave those bass notes in if we want, but for ease of changing your chords, these full position chords, for right now, I'd just like you to play the vamps on the beat, on the off beats of 2 and 4. So we're going to count it the exact same way, but we're not going to be playing any notes on the count of 1 and 3. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Okay, so that's how the vamp, one of the methods of vamping, is done on the banjo. Again, it's on the off beats of 2 and 4. 1, okay. Now we can play this vamping technique over the 8 measures on the guitar track as well. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to switch between 3 full position chords or closed chords on the banjo. Okay, now I want you to group these closed chords closely together for right now. Okay, so we're going to start by using this formation, my left hand, that 4th string formation, and then we're going to come up and use the bar formation or position for the C chord. Now again, why is that a C chord? Again, if we go back to naming notes on the banjo and associating those notes with these different formations, that we're associating that bar position with the 3rd string. Okay, so now we have the 3rd string is fretted just behind the 5th fret. And going back to the notes on the fingerboard, we know that that's a C note. So that bar chord is a C chord. Okay, so that's the position we're going to use for the C chord. And you remember in those 8 measures that we're also going to use the D chord. And we're going to group our left hand positions close together. Okay, so now we have the 2nd string position using the D chord. And we know that's a D chord because we're associating this position with the 2nd string. And that 2nd string is now fretted just behind the 3rd fret. And we know that that's a D note. So we know that this formation is a D chord. So we have this. We have our G chord here. We have our C chord here. We're going to go back to our G chord. Now to our D chord. Now to our G chord, and our C chord, and our G, D, G. Now we're going to use that vamping technique that we just learned on the offbeats of 2 and 4, okay, to play over those 8 measures. So let me just play through it now, and you can hear how it sounds. I'll start counting it out, and then continue on without counting. So we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and... So that was that vamping technique used throughout those 8 measures that we've been working on. Okay, again, we're not playing on the downbeats of 1 and 3. We're just playing that vamp on the offbeats of 2 and 4. So I'm going to leave it right there, everybody, and we're going to continue on with 2 more vamping techniques on the banjo, and get you going on some more of those full chord changes throughout those 8 measures. Thanks for joining me again, everybody, and we'll see you next time right here on musicmoose.org.